Hi, my name is Romano Davis. This is my response to the COM 263 class of the article of the body ritual among the Nacimera. That's how I'm just going to call it. So, my initial reaction to this article, um, I was a bit lost and confused when I was reading it. However, as I read it again, I quickly realized this article is really just a parody on American culture and kind of like I would say a different perspective on how the American culture is, sort of an outlook for somebody else that isn't American, somebody from another country. So um, then I also realized that the word Nakarema, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, is really just American backwards. And it's kind of just a preview or a teaser to what this article is, because this article is a parody about none other than American culture. So I also began to see where um, other things where they talk about American culture. For once, another kind of like a teaser was they called not the word that's Washington spelled backwards. Like I said, I don't know how to say it, but this word, and then it's known in the story for chopping down a cherry tree, which is just Washington, our president, and the time he was chopping down cherry trees. I guess it's like kind of like an American folklore or something like that. So that was also mentioned in there. And the story or the article also described the economy and how they had minor states that people of the Nakarema focused a lot on economic pursuits. I also realized it was referring to how Americans spend a lot of their time working for pretty much a higher economic status, since money kind of makes the world go round in the United States. So a ritual from American culture that I decided to talk about is the art of handshaking. So now in most cultures around the world, for example, people greet you with like a kiss or a hug. I know from a couple other countries I've been to, I've been greeted with a kiss, the kiss on the cheek thing, or a hug. And to be honest, as an American, it threw me off because I was like, what? I was kind of shocked. I was like, why are you kissing me? Like, it's weird. But then I realized that it's just a gesture. So it's kind of like a handshake. Um, in America, we choose to greet people with a handshake. Now I'm going to talk about how the handshake has kind of evolved throughout the years. So throughout the years, handshakes was like a form of a judgment or like a predetermination on how a professional a person is. So I know, for example, anytime I go to a company to apply for a resume, or when I finally get a call back for an interview, you always greet them with a handshake. And I know before, you know, that predetermination, if you had like a firm handshake, I'm pretty sure like that would mean like you're pretty professional, like you're a good person. Or if you kind of had like a softer handshake, not too firm of a grip, people would view you kind of like a little off or weird. I know that's not really a thing anymore, but pretty much what I'm trying to say is it's for professionalism, and it was also used as a predetermination how an individual might be. Now the handshake has transformed into a formal greeting or a gesture. And I know that for a fact because a lot of my friends, when I see them, I greet them with a handshake like this. It's not even like a firm handshake anymore. It's something like that when I see them, and then when I end up as a farewell gesture, when I leave my friends, I do this and give them a snap. So you can see the hand gesture, the handshake has been modified throughout the years, if you want to say. And as the importance of the handshake began to deter, this is my answer for question 4, it became detrimental to how younger society members valued the importance of a professional image in the workplace. So kind of like how I explained, handshake kind of isn't the same, although I still use a handshake. Like I said, when I'm in an interview or anything like that, or when I meet somebody that's a little older than me, I tend to give them a handshake instead. And by having those standards in place in the past, it reinforced the importance of professional behavior. So, and by having those standards in place, it reinforced the importance of professional behavior, like I said before. So that's kind of that's how the handshake, that's a little bit of the history of the handshake there. So that's the American culture ritual that I talked about was the handshake. And those are my answers for the response. Like I said, Com 263, my name's Armando Davis. Thank you.